This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. And a very pleasant good afternoon, everybody, as we come to you from Jerome High School. As this afternoon, the Preston Lady Indians take on the Kuna Cavemen in the play-in game to see who's going to go to the state tournaments. Dan Hubbard, along with our studio engineer, John Beverly, glad to have you with us here this afternoon, as today the Preston Indians, as we mentioned, take on the Kuna Cavemen. For Preston, they came into this game by knocking off Jerome the other night at home, as they picked up a 66-60 win against the Cavemen, or against Jerome, I should say, to make sure that see if that would get them to this point. For Kuna, they come into the game tonight after knocking off Bishop Kelly to take the third place spot in the Southern Idaho Conference, as Kuna comes into the game with a 17-7 overall record on the year. We're just a few minutes away from the starting lineups and the opening tap. We'll take a timeout and come back with more on the pregame show right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
When fans talk about their team, they're always real about it. Really happy after a win, really bummed after a loss, and really excited about the next big game. Let us help make it real for you right here on the Aggie Sports Network.
Saturday night, the Aggies head to Fresno State to take on the Bulldogs. Pregame shows at 7:30. They'll tip the game off at 8.
Utah State basketball on KACH.
A higher level of precision and accuracy, that's what the new Naveo Robotic Assistance System at Franklin County Medical Center provides you. Whether you're in need of revision, partial or total knee replacement, the new robotic assisted surgery technology at Franklin County Medical Center allow knee surgery candidates the comfort of knowing that their knee surgery will be performed with confidence, improving the function, feel, and longevity of your new knee. Learn more about the new robotics machine at fcmc.org. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
This time of year, the weather can change quickly. That means the road conditions change quickly too. If you usually feel stressed when you're driving as the weather changes, it might be because you don't have the right tires for the road conditions. Let West Motor Company help you choose the tires that will meet your needs. Take the stress out of your winter driving with a set of 4 new tires. Visit any of our dealerships in Preston or Logan today. West Motor Company, we do tires.
West Motor Company.
The keys to tonight's game are brought to you by Naylor Insurance.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know about the rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-0810.
KACH.
Well, we'll apologize here off the top for not having video. That is prohibited by the Idaho State High School Athletic Association, as this is technically part of the state tournament. So video is not, the rights to the video is not granted to us, as that is contracted out to another company. But they are not here today, but still we cannot shoot the video of today's game, so we'll bring you just a straight up good old radio broadcast here tonight. Let's go to the keys to tonight's game. First, for the Indians, it's just another game. Don't get caught up in the bright lights of playing for a spot in the state tournament. Go out and play your game the way you guys have played all year, that's got you to an 18-7 record overall on the year. Continue to move the ball. In the last game against Burley, the Lady Indians moved the ball well and got them good open shots, and that led to a win in that game and the third place in the conference tournament, which got them here to this game here this afternoon. And finally, play inside out. Kylie Larson had a big game inside against Burley because they started to make the outside shots. That opened up the paint area for Kylie a little bit, and she scored 20 points in the game. If they continue to get those outside shots and, more importantly, make those shots, that will open up the key area for Kylie, and hopefully she can have another big game here this afternoon and move Preston on to the state tournament. The winner of this game here this afternoon will play next Thursday at the state tournament, which will be played at Timberline High School in Boise. The winner of this game will play at 1:15 in the afternoon next Thursday, as they will take on Caldwell. The question is, will it be Kuna or will it be the Lady Indians from Preston? We'll find out here over the next couple of hours. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. Starting lineups and the opening tap are on the way next from here in Jerome. Stay with us.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
A higher level of precision and accuracy, that's what the new Naveo robotic assistance system at Franklin County Medical Center provides you. Whether you're in need of revision, partial, or total knee replacement, the new robotic assisted surgery technology at Franklin County Medical Center allow knee surgery candidates the comfort of knowing that their knee surgery will be performed with confidence, improving the function, feel, and longevity of your new knee. Learn more about the new robotics machine at fcmc.org. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
When you see that big green dinosaur, whether at your favorite gas station or convenience store on the side of a delivery truck, you know quality Sinclair products are available there from Hall Oil Company. Hall Oil is a family-owned and operated business that's been serving folks in Cache Valley since 1947. They're your local fuel and oil broker with a low-price guarantee. Another guarantee that's been really important this winter is that when you fill your fuel tanks with premium winter diesel fuel from Hall Oil, it's guaranteed not to gel, even when the temperature drops below zero. It's the no-gel guarantee from Hall Oil Company.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield.
It's time for Preston High School Indians basketball. The Indians hit the court looking to bring home a Great Basin 10 title and make a run for a berth in the state playoffs. All the excitement of Preston basketball is brought to you by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks all available right here in Preston. By Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley. By Stokes Market True Value, the big city market with small town friendliness. By Rouse Construction, bringing custom homes to the Blue Sage Park community right here in Preston. By Webb Funeral Home, just off Highway 91 at the south end of Preston. By Hawaiian Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. Come try the best Hawaiian food right here in the city of Preston. By Naylor Insurance, for life, home, and auto insurance from Mutual of Enumclaw on State Street in Preston. By Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. By Idaho Salvage, where you can turn your scrap metals into cash. By Preston Auto Parts CarQuest on State Street in downtown Preston. By Valley Implement. By S&T Electric. And by mylocalradio.com. Tonight's game is a presentation of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and is made possible through an agreement between Preston High School Athletics and Preston Broadcasting. It's presented for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or use of descriptions or accounts of this game without the express written consent of Preston Broadcasting, LLC is strictly prohibited. As we welcome you back here to Jerome High School, it's the state play-in game for the 4A Real Dairy State Basketball Tournament coming up in Boise. This is the play-in game featuring the Preston Lady Indians and the Lady Cavemen from Kuna. The starting lineups first for the Lady Cavemen: Lauren DeRazio, a sophomore. Debbie Avery, also she is a junior. Candace Mann, another sophomore, 5'7", the biggest girl on the team. Mahia Mills, a 5'11" senior, and Grace Guston, a 5'3" junior. For the Preston Indians, their usual starting lineup: Haley Meek, sophomore, averages 7 points a game. Michaela Robertson, a sophomore, who has started the last few games, picks up a start today as well. She has 10 games in double figures so far this year. At the point is Alexis Harris, the senior, about right at 4 points a game. Cassie Pugmire, senior, 9-point-a-game average, leads the team in 3-point baskets with 34. And in the middle, it's Kylie Larson, the junior, averaging right at 8 points a game, leads the team in rebounds with 193 rebounds on the year. The head coach for Kuna is Dennis Jordan, as the Cavemen come in at 17-7 on the year. They finish the conference schedule at 10-6. For Preston, 18-7 overall on the season, and they were 9-4 overall on the year. Glad to have you with us as we are courtside here at Jerome High School, a gym that the girls know well, although they didn't play well here earlier this year, but they have another shot to pick up a win on this floor against Kuna and move on to the state tournament, which starts next Thursday afternoon at Timberline High School in the Boise area. As we mentioned in the pregame show, the winner of this game will play next Thursday at 1:15 in the afternoon, and they will take on Caldwell, the top seeded team coming out of District 3. So here we go, ready to play, as Larson will jump against Mills. As the tap is controlled by Preston, as it's tapped backwards back to Robertson. We're underway. Comes to Meek. Meek up top, holds up a couple of fingers, says we'll run play number 2, and right off the bat, the nerves, maybe just a little bit of early jitters here as the pass goes off the hands of Lexi Harris and goes out of bounds. So the turnover right away here for the Indians. Turnover-wise, Preston did very well. They didn't hardly turn the ball over very much, at least about average number of times in that last game against Jerome back at Preston Gym the other night. So here we go. Grace Guston, the junior, gives it off. As up top, Avery has it there. She loses the ball. It's picked up by Lexi Harris. Lexi down the floor, 2-on-1, lay it up and in. Preston gets first blood as Lexi Harris gets the layup. They'll immediately come back out in the full court press here as well. As Meek knocks it away, tries to save it on the floor but couldn't, and it's going to go back over to Kuna. So each team turned the first time they touched it. Fortunately for the Indians, Harris turned it into a layup, and the lead here is they lead 2-0. Up the floor it comes as Mann gets it across the midcourt stripe. Double teamed right along the sideline. She'll give it back as it comes to Guston. Guston, the 5'3" junior, runs the point. She gives it off to Avery on the angle left, back out top. Mills pops out to receive the ball. Down low, inside, flipping it up, and a traveling violation before the shot as Lauren DeRazio, the 5'5" sophomore, traveled. So a couple of trips down the floor for Kuna, and they turn the ball over twice. The thing about these two teams is they are the same in the fact that they both finished third in their conference tournament. That's why they're both in this play-in game here this afternoon. Harris for the Indians, back up in the front court. In the right corner, goes to Meek, back to Harris. Look inside, and as Larson just kind of rolls her hands over a little bit, as if to say run the offense. As a bad pass, saved on the floor a couple of different times. Finally, Larson able to pick it up. Try to go back door to Robertson. It's off her hands, and that'll be out of bounds and come back over to Kuna again. So
let's settle down. Let's go. Settle down.
Preston plays a little fast and loose with the basketball with that 2-0 lead, a minute and a half into the game. As it comes back to Kuna, Preston again in the full court press. They get it back up to the timeline as Mann crosses the timeline. Almost lost the ball as she did, but they're able to break the press. Mills back to Mann. She drives, lay it up. It's off the rim, no good. They fight for it, comes loose. Kick it back to Mills. She has a three, good. Check that, not Mills. That was Candace Mann, I should say, who hit the three-pointer. As Kuna jumps out on top, we have our first lead change of the game as it's now 3-2. Pugmire, bad pass, lost the ball, and again picked off here by Kuna. Get it back up in the front court as Guston crosses the midcourt stripe. Comes over in front of the Preston bench to our left as it comes to Mann. Mann almost lost it. We'll kick it back out. Mills way out away from the basket. holds it out. It's taken there by Gustin, who wants to drive. He goes on the angle right, down low, back to Mills. Count the basket inside, and it counts, and a foul. Foul's going to go on Haley Meek. That's the first foul of the game. And it's 5-2, and now Maya Mills will go to the free throw line to try to complete the three-point play. Free throw's no good. Larson has the rebound. So Mills not able to complete the three-point play. It's 5-2 Kuna's. Preston again gets it up the floor. Preston with their blue uniforms today, with Preston across the chest, blazed in there with white and white trim. As again, the quick hands there by Avery knocked the ball away from Pugmire. They're going to call that a held ball, and it's going to go back to Kuna. So right now, at least in the first 2 minutes to 3 minutes of the game, Kuna certainly looks like the team that's certainly not playing with nerves, while Preston is. As they get it up the floor, it's saved on the floor. Man drives, kicked it back out. Three-pointer from the right side. That's no good on the shot put up by Durazo, as it's taken by Larson. Here comes Kylie sprinting up the floor with the ball. make it 3-on-3. She tries to drive, almost loses it, kicks it back out to Pugmire. She'll take a three from the left side. It's short. It's off the hands of Larson and out of bounds. As got subs in here for the first time, as Kuna runs a couple of new players out. Mahia Davies into the game here for the first time, as also Taylor Jenkins into the game, who has the ball, drives, turns, gives it back, and that's going to be off the hands of Gustin and out of bounds, as Grace Gustin drove down as far as the baseline, and then when she tried to stop, she lost the ball and lost it out of bounds, so another turnover. Nerves aplenty from both sides here early on. Robertson swings it back around to Harris. Meek in the right corner, holds it up, fakes a couple of times, gets it down low to Larson. She tries to go up. They're going to call that a held ball, and that's going to stay with Preston this time. So Larson was double teamed. She tried to go up. Kuna was able to get a hand on the ball and hang on to it, as they kept Larson from going up, and they called it a held ball situation, but on the alternating possession rule, it comes back to Preston. It comes into Larson on the inbound pass. Kylie with a little 5-footer from the baseline is good. Preston back to within a point at 5-4. We approach the midway point of quarter number one. Davies up top. Swings it over to the left side. The shot there by Jenkins is no good. Preston has the rebound. As jumping in front of Meek in the backcourt with full court pressure here, and Meek loses the ball. Another turnover here for the Indians as it's taken by Avery. Avery gets to the block, can't get a shot, get it down low. Pugmire blocks the shot there of Durazio, and Larson takes it away. And a foul in the backcourt. Great hustle by Cassie Pugmire to block the shot, and then Larson took the ball away and she was fouled in the backcourt. As now the officials are going to get together, and what's the call? Are they going to change it? Timeout called by Preston. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll take one here as well. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
So Preston takes the timeout as the Indians trailing by a point, 5-4, 3:38 left here in quarter number one. Both teams really just trying to settle into the game here so far, as the Preston has the ball. Haley Meek will bring it up the floor here. She gets it up into the front court. Looks down the right side, gives it to Harris right in front of the Kuna bench. Harris wants to drive, gets to the baseline. A little runner from along the baseline is no good. And the rebound inside and a foul on Kuna. Robertson tried to go for the rebound. They triple teamed her, and from behind, the foul's going to go on Taylor Jenkins, her first, and the first here on the Lady Caveman as well. So 2-1 is the team foul count. 2 for Preston so far here early on as the ball's down low to Pugmire, and Cassie's foul going up. So that'll be the second team foul here quickly on Kuna as Mahia Davies draws the foul. That'll be her first, and Cassie's going to go to the free throw line. Pugmire, a 52%er overall on the year coming into the game today. Preston is a 59% free throw shooting team as Cassie makes the first. She picks up her first point. She had 12 the other night at home against Jerome. Second one rolls off, but the rebound's off to Robertson. The putback is in. Quick hands by Robertson, able to get the rebound back up and on into the basket on an easy little layup, and Preston has a lead at 7-5. They led 2-0. They get their second lead here of the opening quarter. As it comes to Davies. Davies down low as it comes to Mills. Turnaround jumper is good. That's a 2-pointer for Mahia Mills. She's a 5'11 senior and playing like it so far as we're tied at 7. Harris up into the front court here for the Indians. Gives it to Robertson. Sydney Marlowe will be in for Preston next time the ball is dead. Back outside to Larson. She'll take a 3 from deep. No good. The rebound is up high. Davies skies to get the rebound. She'll give it off as Gustin back up into the front court here again for Kuna. Back to Mills. Mills likes to play away from the basket, wants to drive against Larson, turns, shoots over and hits that one. She has 7, and it's a 9-7 lead here for Kuna with 2:10 left here in the first quarter. Robertson holds it up over her head on the right side, gives it to Larson. She'll give it to Harris, swing it over to Meek on the angle left. Haley fakes a couple of times, goes up off the glass, that's no good. Nobody under the basket for Preston to try to rebound, so it's a one-shot trip as Jenkins has it, back up into the front court. It comes to Gustin, around the screen of Mills. She lost it, by the time she went back and got it and then put it back on the floor, it's a double dribble. So Sydney Marlowe will come in here for Preston. Cassie Pugmire is going to go to the bench. Candace Mann back into the game. And into the game for the first time here for Kuna, the 5'6 senior Delaney Walker into the game here now as well. Meek drives down the left side, and she's fouled going up. She got down near the left block and tried to go up, and she was fouled. Now she's going to go to the free throw line, try a couple. As Candace Mann draws the foul, that's her first, and 3 now on Kuna as a team. As the first one here is no good. Roll all the way back to the back of the iron and then finally fell off, so Haley misses the first. Want to correct myself, it's 3-1 now. The team fouls been more 3 for Kuna as Haley Meek makes the second free throw for her first point of the game. I thought they put a foul up on the wrong side. And down low underneath, they try to get it to Davies. It's off her hands and out of bounds. So 9-8, 1:35 left here in the first quarter. As you hear the voices of the Preston coaching staff calling out the plays in the background. Marlowe drives, gets to the elbow. She'll pull up there, give it to Robertson. She'll drive from the right side this time, off the glass, no good. Larson tips it, Marlowe grabs it and puts it in. Sydney Marlowe had 7 the other night against Jerome, gets the layup. And Preston back out on top again. Back and forth here in the first quarter. We've had 3 lead changes. As it comes to Jenkins in the right corner. She dribbles out of the corner and now fouled as she comes into the key area to try to shoot. Foul's going to go on Marlowe. That's her first. Just the second team foul against the Indians here in the first half. So the ball belongs out of bounds where Delaney Walker will bring it in underneath the basket. Gets it in, Mills off her hands and out of bounds. Nope, they're going to say that Kylie Larson touched it. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Naylor Insurance. For life, home, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw, stop by Naylor Insurance on State Street in Preston or call 208-852-0810. Ball's in, comes out, Mills way out beyond the three-point arc, gives it over in the corner as it goes to Mann. She gives it back to Mills. Comes back across the top of the key. Taken away by Meek. Here comes Haley. 1-on-2 all the way. She's fouled. Score the bucket. Foul from behind by Davies. The basket's good, and that's the second foul on Davies here in the first quarter. Basket counts, and now Haley Meek will go back to the free throw line to try a free throw here, try to complete the three-point play. As Preston on top 12, now make it 13-9. Four points for Haley Meek here in the first quarter. Preston with a 4-point lead. 40 seconds left here in the first quarter. In the left corner, it goes there to Walker. Walker looks inside. Davies then gets inside, and then she tries to force her way through a triple team, loses the ball, but she was fouled. Charged the foul on Michaela Robertson. That'll be her first. And the third on Preston as a team with 32 seconds left in the quarter. Rexley Ware comes in as Michaela Robertson will head to the bench. They get it into Mills in the left corner. So brings it back out as they come to Davies. Back in the corner goes to Walker after bringing the ball in. Almost lost the ball. She's able to get it back. She'll give it back to Mills. Now back to Walker. Three-pointer. Good. Boy, she knew it was good because she took off and started running back to play defense when it left her hand. 13-12. Preston still leads. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Ware gives it to Harris. Harris holds with 6. With 5, now wants to drive, comes around the screen by Larson, pops a 3, no good. Rebound is off, comes back to Kuna, and that's the way the quarter will end. But Preston, even though they kind of played a little sloppy at times, they'll lead as we go to the second quarter. After one from here at Jerome, it's Preston 13, Kuna 12. We'll be right back as we go to quarter number 2.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
If it's time to sell your home, retail property, or land, make sure to hire the realtor that has your best interest in mind. This is Mike Hansen, broker at Cornerstone Real Estate. As a licensed real estate broker in Idaho and Utah, I have over 20 years of experience helping folks successfully sell property. I would like the opportunity to help you list and sell for the best price as quickly as possible. Call me today to schedule an appointment. Let's work together to make the sale of your property as simple and successful as possible. Mike Hansen, 801-510-1121.
If you feel like your bank works against you, we invite you to move your accounts to Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. We work for you, not against you. Serving Southeast Idaho for over 65 years, we offer totally free checking with cash back rewards, 0 fees credit cards, low auto loan rates, and excellent customer service. Visit today, 311 South Highway 91, Preston. Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Here, the advantage is yours. Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
KACH.
Second quarter just underway as Kuna will have the ball to start the second quarter here as they get it in as it goes to Jenkins. Jenkins gets it up. Nice backdoor pass to Avery. Avery goes to Walker, who missed the layup as Preston couldn't control the rebound and went out of bounds. Sage Meek into the game, was double teamed trying to get the rebound, and she over on the far sideline lost it and went out of bounds. Mills will bring the ball in here for Kuna. Looking, waiting for somebody to cut to the ball, and he finally gets it in way in the back court as he brings it into Jenkins. Walker up to get it, back to Mills at the left elbow. Back out top as it comes back to Jenkins again. She'll give it back to Walker, back to Jenkins. She's off the glass, but she's fouled. And looks like that foul is going to go here against Cassie Pugmire, so Jenkins is going to go to the line to shoot 2. That is against Cassie. That's her first. Team's 4th here against Preston in the first half. And Maya Davies at the line here to shoot a couple. First one is good. That's her first point of the game. Today's game brought to you in part by Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley. So we're tied at 13. And they'll take the lead again, will Kuna, as Davies makes them both. Her first 2 points of the game. As Davies leaves after making the free throws, as Grace Guston will come back in, number 32 for Kuna. As the Lady Cavemen lead by a point. Riley Ward into the game here for the Indians. As Sage Meek down the middle, able to put it in. Little runner from in the paint. as Sage, who has not scored a whole lot in the last 4 games. In fact, in the last 4 games before that, she had only a total of 2 points in that time. But Preston able to take the lead again. 3-pointer, that's no good. Long rebound comes off to Sage Meek. Meek hustles it up, back up to the timeline. Gets it back up into the front court. On the right corner, it goes to Sid Marlowe. Marlowe brings it back across the top as Riley Ward has her shot partially blocked. Having a foul called on Grace Gustin on the 3-point attempt by Riley Ward, who's going to go to the free throw line to shoot 3. A break? Probably. A bailout? Absolutely. But Preston will take it as Riley Ward goes to the free throw line. First one is good. So the young sophomore able to hit that. That was only her 5th free throw attempt of the year at the varsity level, but she able to make the first one. She makes the second one as well. 17-14. Preston goes up by 3. And Riley now will try the third. And that one's no good. Rebound inside is tied up and held there. Cassie Pugmire gets the held ball, and on the alternating possession rule, it's going to stay with Preston. So Preston gets the ball. They can make it a 4-point trip here. They can get it back to bucket as Ward missed the third of the 3 free throw attempts. Sage Meek to bring it in underneath their own basket as that ball is, I think, deflected off the bottom of the backboard as she tried to bring it in. So Kuna able to control it. Gustin has it in the backcourt. Ward will meet her as she comes across the timeline. She tries to hand it off, lost the dribble. Now somebody's got to come and help her as she gives it back to Avery. Avery tries to drive. She gets cut off by Sid Marlowe. Comes back out to Mills again. Dump it back down low as a foul as she goes to the basket. So Mahia Mills, the senior, able to cut to the basket, and she was fouled rolling to the basket by Brexley Ware. That'll be her first and the team's 4th. And Mahia Mills goes back to the free throw line again. She is solid from the line, as you might expect. She now has 8 points here in the first quarter. Preston's lead is down to 17-15. I mean the first half, not the first quarter, of course. She misses that one as Marlowe has the rebound. Good box out inside by Sid. She'll carry the ball all the way up the court. She gives it to Sage Meek in the right corner. Back out top, it comes to Pugmire. She'll wait, does not give it off to Ward. Instead, she'll pop a 3. It's an air ball and goes out of bounds, and that'll go back over to Kuna. So Kuna has the ball in the backcourt. Mills has it. She's trapped in the corner, gets it out, however, as it comes forward to DeRazio. Up in the front court, Mann has it on the left side, back out top to Mills as she hustles back up the floor. Fakes the handoff, giving it to DeRazio. They cut a couple of players in and around her, and now they swing it back over as it comes back over to Gustin on the left side. Can't get a shot, back outside to Mills again. Drives into the paint, and then the pass is bad, deflected by Preston and out of bounds. It's going to stay with Kuna, as they're going to say it was touched. I thought some of the Preston folks behind me don't like the call, but I thought it was a pretty good one. So it stays with Mills. She'll bring it in right in front of the Preston bench. 5:43 to play here in the first half. Preston up by 2. Swing it back down low. Mills loses it. Saving it on the floor as it is Sage Meek. She gives it to Riley Ward. Here comes the young sophomore hustling up the floor and lost the ball. It's knocked away from her as it goes out of bounds. As Ward just hustled, bringing the ball right up the sidelines. Got as far as the baseline, and somebody got a hand on it from behind, as this will be Michaela Rausch into the game here for the first time for Kuna. As Ward will bring it in from the baseline in the front court here for Preston. Ward outside Marlowe, back to Ward, doesn't take the 3. Instead she'll drive, lay it off as it goes to Ware. Her little jump shot, no, as that'll be on who? That's going to be on Ward, as the Kuna players all applaud. As it will be, it'll be on Riley Ward. That's her first. That's 6 now on the team. So Preston's out of fouls for the remaining 5:22 here of the first half. 5 team fouls for the half on Kuna as well, so they're just about out of fouls also. So they get the ball into Guston. She walks the ball up toward the midcourt stripe. She'll be met there by Ward. Preston leads by 2. 5:10 to play here in the first half. Durazio drives in a blocking foul as Durazio's now going to shoot some free throws here. She'll go to the line to shoot 1-and-1. Who is the blocking foul on? They're going to call it on 12. That's on Sage Meek. Her first. That's 17 fouls. So now Durazio goes to the line. The sophomore will shoot her first free throws of the day here. She has no points so far in the game. And the front end of the 1-and-1 is good. So she gets her team back to within a point. She can tie the game here. She can make the second free throw. Second one is good as well. Kuna is a pretty good shooting free throw team as she ties the game. Our fourth tie here of the first half as we're even at 17. Ward in the front court. Looks at the cutter Ware, doesn't go to her, so said she'll come to Meek, free throw line extended right. Sage drives from the right elbow, pull-up jumper, that's no good. Mills has the rebound for Kuna. Gives it to Guston, she'll again take her time, bringing it up the floor. Gives it back to Mills as she gets to the midcourt stripe. Over to Durazio, looks inside for Mills. Marlowe tried to tap it away, couldn't quite reach the ball, so they'll bring it back up top. A three-pointer by Avery, that's no good. The long rebound is off, comes back to Durazio. Back to Roush, can't get a shot in the left corner. Roush with a three-pointer, make that Guston with a three-pointer, and that's off the hands of the Preston Indians and out of bounds. As we get a whole slew of subs in here for the Indians, they'll sub 4 in and 4 out as Haley Meek, Larson, Robertson, and Harris all come back in here for the Indians. As they get the ball in, as it comes to Avery, and a traveling violation. She caught the ball before she could move. She ended up taking a little bit of a bunny hop, and that was an up and down violation, so to travel, as Kuna will also make a change here as well. Robertson driving down the middle, flips it up, she's fouled. She came down the left side of the key and just kind of flipped it up toward the basket as the foul is called here on number 4, Lauren Durazi, as Robertson goes to the free throw line and makes the first. That breaks the tie. 18-17, Preston back up on top. 4:08 remaining here in the first half. Robertson, she makes them both. That one rolled in off the front of the iron. So 19-17, a 2-point lead again for the Indians. Davies, over here on the near side, it comes to Roush, who tries to give it up. Larson got a hand on the pass, but she's able to get it back. Comes back out top, now back to Mills. Mills swings it over on the right side, back to Durazio. As back out top now as it comes back to Davies, she comes to meet the ball. Back to Guston. Inside, Mills turns, shot no good, roll off the iron. Larson has the rebound. She'll give it to Harris. Here come the Indians back the other way. Defenders are back, but Harris is going to push anyway. Down the middle, she tries to go up, has it blocked. Pugmire grabs the rebound, shot off the bottom of the backboard, gets it back, puts it in, and it counts. Pugmire's first shot was off the bottom of the backboard. She's able to get it back and then go back up, and the foul is going to go on Durazio. That'll be her second. And Cassie Pugmire will go to the free throw line to try to complete the three-point play as Preston goes up by 4. So 3 points in the game for Cassie, make it 4 as she completes the three-point play. And Preston with their biggest lead of the game at 5 points, 22-17. Jenkins back into the game, brings the ball back across the midcourt stripe. It comes to Roush, back across the top of the key. As a bad pass, that goes off the hands of Durazio. She has to hustle to go to get it. Able to save it on the floor as it comes to Avery. Avery gives it over in the left corner, back to Davies. She dribbles out of the corner, back down low as the foul shot by Davies. She's count that as she's fouled, and now she'll go to the free throw line. Foul's going to go against Haley Meek. That'll be her second. As a great return pass from Davies back to Avery as she rolled to the basket. And she was able to get the shot off before Haley Meek fouled her. Haley will now leave with her 2 fouls as Meek will come back into the game. And now going to the free throw line is Darby Avery. And she makes the free throw, completes the 3-point play. And all of a sudden that 5-point lead is back down to 2 again at 22-20 as Harris had that pass deflected. That goes out of bounds. Ashlyn Field into the game here for the first time for Kuna. As Harris gives it off on the left side to Robertson. She'll bring the ball back across the top of the key. Lob it inside to Larson, off the glass and in. Kylie Larson down on the right block, able to get that to go. 24-20, Preston on top. 2:35 to play here in the first half. Avery, top of the key, wants to drive. Instead, she'll kick it off in the corner. Back out top, it comes into Davies. Davies looks at a 3. That's no good. Rebound is off to Sage Meek as she wrenched it away from Fields. Back to Robertson up into the front court. Left corner, it goes to Harris. Harris will bring the ball back up and she'll set up the offense again. She brings it back across the top of the key. Meek on the right side, comes across around the screen, gives it back to Pugmire. Back over to Harris in the left corner, right corner again. Back down low to Larson on the block. Off the glass again. Larson goes no. Tapped once, twice by Pugmire. And this time a foul at Cassie. Will that be on Cassie? I believe it is. Yes, it is. It's a loose ball foul on Pugmire. That's her second. As she fought for the rebound, she reached over the shoulders of the girl standing in front of her. And that becomes a loose ball foul. So going to the free throw line for Kuna. Darby Avery will go to the free throw line again to shoot a couple more free throws here. Timeout as Jenkins adjusts a shoe. So now we're ready for the free throws with Preston leading by 4. And the first in to front of the 1-and-1 is good by Avery. Avery's 3 for 3 from the line so far here tonight. And she'll try another one here. That one's no good as it's tapped. That's going to go. That's going to say it's off of Larson and out of bounds. Or nope, now they're going to say it's off of White and give it back to Preston. Okay. So one official corrects the other. As here comes Harris back up the floor with the ball. 3-point lead for the Indians. 1:50 to play here in the first half. Meek comes across the top of the key. Gives it off. Robertson. 12-foot jumper from the right side. That's no good. Rebound is off, taken by Kuna. Back up into the front court. Defenders are back, so Kuna will kind of slow the ball up a little bit. Instead, they go down low as they find a wide open Ashlyn Fields for the layup. 24-23. Preston's lead shrunk down to 1 again with 1:25 to play in the half. And a traveling violation against Robertson. That's another turnover against the Indians. So this will give Kuna a chance to take the lead here as they trail by a point as we've gone back and forth here in the first half. We've had a total of 5 different lead changes in the first half. As over on the right side, Avery back out top as it comes back to Davies, and Davies double dribbles. Davies, who tried to catch the pass, she caught it with one hand and knocked it down off the floor, then caught it. They counted that as a dribble. She terminated the dribble. Then when she started to drive and put the ball back on the floor, then the official said, nope, sorry, you can't do that. And it was a double dribble and give it back to Preston again. 1 minute to play here in the first half. Robertson has it, free throw line extended right. Back to Larson up top. Holds the ball above her head, puts it to the floor a couple of times, gives it to Harris as Lexi wants to direct traffic. Sage Meek comes through as Harris terminates the dribble, gives it back to Larson, knocked out of her hands, but it goes right to Sage Meek. Back out top to Robertson. She looks at a long 3. Needs a bounce, and she got it. A 3-pointer by Robertson as the Preston lead goes back out to 4 again at 27-23. 30 seconds to play in the half. As Jenkins gets it back up into the front court, drives down to the right corner, tries to get it down low. It's intercepted by Sage Meek. Here comes the Indians in a hurry, back the other way. Sage will pull it back. She'll give it to Larson to slow up the offense as they go back to Robertson back at the top of the key. Robertson, couple of crossover dribbles, back to Sage Meek. Right corner three is going to be too long, and that's going to be a clear out foul on Marlowe, I believe. Yes, it is. Sydney Marlowe called for the foul. Referee said she just kind of grabbed the girl, tried to move her out of her way. If she did that, she didn't do it very well because she ended up beating Sid to the ball anyway. 6 seconds left in the half. Preston leads by 4, but free throws here for Ashlyn Fields, as now they're going to be in the double bonus, as that's 10 team fouls on the Indians. So Fields is going to shoot 2. Fields ready, here's the first. No good. Drexley Ware comes back into the game here for the Indians. So Fields misses the first. Don't forget the Ralph Construction halftime report coming up in just a matter of moments with 6.8 seconds left here in the first half. Fields' second free throw, she missed them both. That's going to be off of Kuna and out of bounds to Preston. So clock runs down to 4.9. Preston has to hurry to get a shot. Harris hustles the ball up into the front court. Makes one move. Lets it go from the top of the key. And it just came off. Good attempt by Lexi Harris to try to get the ball in with that 4.9 seconds left on the clock, as they almost got it to go, but they couldn't quite get it. But Preston will lead with a 4-point lead as they head into the halftime break. Stay tuned. The Ralph Construction halftime report coming up after this timeout on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH and on mylocalradio.com.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
When fans talk about their team, they're always real about it. Really happy after a win, really bummed after a loss, and really excited about the next big game. Let us help make it real for you right here on the Aggie Sports Network.
Saturday night, the Aggies head to Fresno State to take on the Bulldogs. Pre-game shows at 7:30. They'll tip the game off at 8.
Utah State basketball on KACH.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know about the rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-0810.
The halftime report is brought to you by Ralph's Construction. More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction, 435-232-1837.
KACH.
Welcome back here. We're at the end of the first half. This is the Ralph's Construction halftime report as Preston leads by 4 at the halftime break, 27-23. Both sides started out a little ragged, maybe the nerves got a little bit in the first quarter, but Preston able to outscore Kuna in the first quarter 13-12, and then outscored them again in the second quarter 14-11 to take that 4-point lead into the halftime break. Both teams played a little fast and loose with the basketball as there's been a lot of turnovers in the first half. Preston had 10 team fouls called against them in the first half. Kuna not quite as many, but still they had fouls called against them as well. Good free throw shooting by the Indians in the first half, and they've made the most of their opportunities, both from inside and out, as the bulk of their 27 points at least have come from inside, which was one of our keys to the game tonight for the Indians, to get good shots from the outside to open up the inside for Pugmire and for Larson down low to try to open up the game inside for the Indians. So Preston leads by 4 at the halftime break. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and look at the stats from the first half as we continue after this on the Ralph's Construction halftime report. Ralph's Construction, building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community in Preston. You remember, you can call for more information at 435-232-1837. 435-232-1837. We're back and take a look at the stats the first half right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Having your prescriptions refilled has never been easier. You can refill 24/7, set reminders, save medications, and access your account from the new My Community Pharmacy mobile app offered by Preston Drug. It's simple to use and it's simple to get. Log on to prestondrug.com and enter your mobile number. We'll send you the app. It's as simple as that. There are some things in life that have been made easier through technology. This is one of them. The app offered by Preston Drug is a quick and easy way to refill medications and promote a healthy lifestyle. Visit prestondrug.com.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know a rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-0810.
We're not your ordinary grocery store at Stokes Market and True Value in Preston. See every customer as a friend and a neighbor. Stokes Market and True Value offers a clean, bright, and modern store with the freshest meats, produce, and bakery. In many ways, we're still old-fashioned. We still bake from scratch, and our bakery items are made in store. You'll never see meat with an ingredient list because our meats are all natural and cut in store. Stop in today. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
KACH.
Welcome back here. I want to remind you that coming up later on this evening, USU is on the road as Utah State will be at Fresno State tonight. Big game here for the Aggies to try to stay in the conference race, as we'll have that broadcast for you tonight with Scott Gerard. Pre-game show starts at 7:30 tonight. They'll tip the game off coming up at 8 o'clock. Here's a look at the stats from the first half of tonight's game as both teams make their way back out onto the floor. First for Kuna, Delaney Walker had 3 points in the first half. Lauren DeRazio had 2. Ashlyn Field also had 2. Darby Avery finished the first half with 5. Mania Davies had 2 in the first half as well. Candace Mann had 3. And Mahia Mills had 8 in the first half to lead Kuna in scoring. They made 9 of 12 free throws in the first half. For the Preston Indians, Haley Meek had 4. Sid Marlowe with 2. Michaela Robertson had a total of 7 in the first half. Riley Ward had 2. Sage Meek had 2. Alexis Harris had 2. Cassie Pugmire had a total of 4 in the first half, as did Kylie Larson. She also had 4. Preston was equally as good in the first half from the free throw line, as they made 8 of 11 free throw attempts. So Preston leads 27-23. Second half is coming up right after this. Stay with us here on KACH and on mylocalradio.com.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsize, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build here on the floor. Durazio, as there's going to be a foul on Preston, I believe, as Mills went up to catch the ball and almost landed on her. There'll be a pushing foul against Kylie Larson. That'll be her first. So ball belongs baseline front court here for Kuna, as they get it in deep as it comes into Guston. Back in the left corner. Here comes DeMann back out top to Guston again. She surveys the defense. She'll come over on the right side. Durazio has a foul inside on the shot put up by Avery. That's against Larson. That's her second. Quickly 2 fouls against Kylie here in the half. As this time, Avery's going to go to the free throw line where she made 3 in the first half. She was 3 out of 4 from in the first half, and now she'll shoot 2 more. First one by Avery is no good as it rolls in and comes out. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. Come try the best Hawaiian food right here in the city of Preston. Ask about their catering options too. Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins Bowling Center on the highway in Preston. Avery misses them both. Rebound comes off to the Indians. Quickly up into the front court. Robertson, as the lead pass was deflected out of bounds. Good hustle back by Darby Avery to get a hand on the ball and deflect it before Robertson had a layup. Preston with the ball underneath their own basket. They line up along the edge of the key. Harris has got to get the ball in as the inbound pass is taken away by Mills. She couldn't find anybody to give the ball to. As Guston gives it off as it comes to Durazio, to Mills. Back out top, it comes to Guston again. Top of the key as Mills rolls to the basket, and as she tries to go up, it's a blocking foul on Pugmire. No shot. As foul before the shot. That foul's on Pugmire, and that's 3 on Cassie. See if they're going to have to take her out here. They're going to leave her in. Looks like at the moment they're going to leave her in, so Cassie will play with 3. Inbound pass comes to Guston. Tries to drive. It's blocked by Larson. Comes to Harris. 2 on 3, but Harris is going to stop. Pull up short. Jump shot. That's no good. Robertson has the rebound inside. It's fought for and taken away by Mann as she gives it off to Mills. Back up into the front court. Back to Mann as she gets it across the timeline. She'll hand it to Guston and set up the offense. Still a 4-point lead for the Indians. Minute and a half gone here in the third quarter. Neither team has scored as of yet. As it comes back to Guston, lob it inside as Avery goes up and she's fouled again. So she'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2 more. This one's going to go on Haley Meek for the Indians. That'll be 3 on Haley as well. So the foul is starting to add up a little bit. So Pugmire and Haley Meek with 3 fouls each here for the Indians. And Darby Avery goes back to the free throw line. First one here is good. There's the first point of the second half, gives her a total of 6 and cuts the lead down to 3, 27-24. She made them both. So it's down to a 2-point game. 6.5 to play here in quarter number 3. Harris up into the front court. Looks, gives it to Haley Meek on the right side. She fakes, tries to go baseline, can't. She gets cut off, bounce it down to Larson. Off the glass, get it to go! Yes, and a blocking foul. Count the basket for Kylie Larson, as she will now go to the free throw line. Mahia Mills draws the foul. That's just her first for Kuna. As here's Kylie Larson at the free throw line. It's 56% on the year. No good. Rebound is off. Mills had it, lost it. Pugmire on the floor, able to save it. Back to Larson. Driving, left-hand layup. No. As the ball's loose and finally picked up by Guston. Larson just a little bit strong on that left-hand layup attempt. 6 minutes to play here in quarter number 3. Back to a 4-point lead again for the Indians, 29-25. Mills out top, swinging over on the left side, back to Gustin. Gustin wants to drive. She gets cut off, so she'll give it back to Avery, top of the key. On the right side, it comes back over to DeRazio. Back to Avery. She wasn't looking for the ball as she almost lost it. Back outside to Mills again. Gets Haley Meek to drive to fly by. She drives down as far as the right block and able to go off the glass and in. So Mills has 2 more points, and it's back to a 2-point game again. Here's Harris. Tries to drive baseline. She'll kick it back out to Pugmire. Cassie takes a shot, and she's fouled on, they're going to call it a 3-point shot. She looked like she was behind the arc from here. Are they going to call it a 3 or not? Either way, Pugmire's going to go to the line. The officials talking about it as the chant starts from behind me. It was on a 3-point shot. The foul is going to go on Darby Avery, and it will be on the 3-point shot. The foul is on Avery, is just her first, and that is 2 team fouls here in the half against Kuna, as the first free throw is put up by Pugmire is no good. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Stokes Market True Value, the big city market with small town friendliness. Stokes Market True Value. They're on State Street in Preston. Pugmire's next one is good. So she'll get one more here as Cassie back to the free throw line. She has 5 in the game. Now make it 6 as she hits 2 out of the 3. And Preston back up by 4 again, 31-27. Grace Gustin walks the ball slowly, finally across the timeline, comes over here on the right side to Mann in the corner. They'll swing it all the way back over on the left side. Back to DeRazio, drives, just flips it up trying to draw the foul, but it's off of Larson. And then going to be out of bounds back to Kuna, as Larson, when she went down, stumbled apparently, as she went for the rebound. That was off of her and out of bounds. So they'll set up the box right around the key areas. They get the ball back into Mills as she pops them out to get it. She'll hand it off to Mann, top of the key. Goes back in the corner. That's a bad pass, as Gustin tried to save it, but she was standing on the line and then fell into the stands over there on the far side, as a couple of fans very kindly help her up. She says she's okay. And on the turnover, the ball will come back over to Preston. Just under 5 minutes to play here in quarter number 3. Meek up into the front court as her and Harris cross. As Harris will come back across the key, receive the ball down in the right corner. Looking to give it up. Now she wants to drive. She'll drive through a double team, bounce it back to Larson. Larson inside. She can't do anything with the ball. She's triple teamed. She'll go up and hit it. Now will it count? No, because Coach Harris called the timeout first, as she's afraid that she was going to travel with the ball. So Harris calls the timeout. Preston will keep the ball when we come back right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
So Preston will have the ball. Baseline front court after the timeout. They lead 31-27. 4 team fouls against the Indians so far here in the second half, only 2 against Kuna. As Lexi Harris will step out of bounds and bring the ball in. Fakes the ball down low to Pugmire, gets it in as it comes to Robertson on the right side. As Michaela drives, goes up, and she's fouled. Tried to swing up from right to left across the key and put it up as she was fouled. Foul's going to go on Tyela Jenkins. That'll be her second and the third against Kuna here in the half. So Robertson will go back to the free throw line where she was 2 of 2 in the first half. First one is good. As Michaela able to extend the lead with her eighth point of the game. As Sage Meek will come and check in. Once again, we'll apologize for no video available here today as Robertson makes them both. Because this is a state game, the video rights belong to a different company, so we're unable to bring you the pictures, but we can bring you the sound of the game. 33-27, Preston goes up by 6 here as Robertson makes both free throws. She has 9 in the game, and Preston with close to their biggest lead of the game. Sage Meek comes back into the game, replacing Haley Meek. As the ball for Kuna goes back down to the left corner. They'll get it back out, back to Guston again. They'll lob the ball inside, try to get it to Mills. Mills knocked it off of her teammate and out of bounds. So Sid Marlowe's going to come back in now as Cassie Pugmire will go to the bench with 3 fouls halfway through quarter number 4. That's their normal rotation as Pugmire comes out about midway point of the quarter anyway. So don't think that because Cassie had 3 fouls that Ryan Harris was taking her out. No, that's their normal rotation pattern. As they get it down low, back to Marlowe on the block, tries to turn. She traveled. She slipped as she tried to turn. Fans behind us thought it was going to be a foul on Mills, but Sid had traveled first. So turnover, ball comes back over to Kuna. Subs in here for Kuna. Oops, nope. Davies just started to run onto the court, and the referee said, you're too late. You have to wait here. So it's up in the front court. Jenkins has the ball knocked away, taken away by Robertson. They race for it up the court. That's going to be off of Kuna and out of bounds. Good hustle there as Candace Mann tried to save it to herself on the floor, but she couldn't quite get her fingertips enough on the ball to save it onto the floor as it goes out of bounds, and Preston has the ball baseline front court here. 3:45 to play here in quarter number 3. Sage Meek back into the game. Looks at a 3. It's just a little short. Long rebound is off to Harris in the right corner. Back to Meek. She'll bring it back across the top of the key. She gets cut off there. She'll come back to Harris now on the right side. Looks at the cutters going through. She drives baseline all the way. Put it up too strong. Tapped by Marlowe, out of bounds, off of Marlowe, and it goes back over to Kuna. Good hustle by Sid, trying to save it onto the floor, but just couldn't quite get there. 33-27, Preston by 6. So here's Kuna with the ball up into the front court as Jenkins waited to finally get it across the timeline, and it forced a timeout called by Kuna. So 3:18 left in the quarter. We'll take a timeout. Preston up by 6. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocal.radio.com.
A higher level of precision and accuracy, that's what the new Neveo robotic assistance system at Franklin County Medical Center provides you. Whether you're in need of revision, partial, or total knee replacement, the new robotic assisted surgery technology at Franklin County Medical Center allow knee surgery candidates the comfort of knowing that their knee surgery will be performed with confidence, improving the function, feel, and longevity of your new knee. Learn more about the new robotics machine at fcmc.org. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
KACH.
So they changed their mind, making it a 30-second timeout as Candace Mann brings it in from right in front of us. She gets it into Jenkins, back up in the front court, back to Mann. They swing it stiff down in the corners. It goes to Walker. Back inside, then quickly back outside. Back to Jenkins. Can't get a shot, so they'll play it down in the left corner. Played there by Avery. She'll pop it back out again as it comes back to Mann. Back across the top of the key. Jenkins, again, back down low to Avery. 8-footer from along the baseline, won't go. Gets her own rebound, tries to go back up, and she's fouled. So Avery fouled, trying to go block up. It'll be a blocking foul. She'll shoot 2 here as waiting to see who's going to put the foul up here on it. And finally, they put it up. They posted against Sid Marlowe, and that's her 3rd, as the first free throw is in by Darby Avery. That gives her a total of 8 points in the game. Mahia Mills will be back in after the next time the ball is dead. Lead down to 5, 33-28. Now make it 33-29 as Avery makes them both. And Mahia Mills comes back in for the shooter as Avery will head to the bench. 2:55 to play here in the 3rd. Back to a 4-point lead for the Indians, 33-29. Harris with it, back up into the front court. She'll go to Meek, free throw line extended right. Sage holds the ball up, back down low, and a foul on the drive, pushing foul, as they got the ball down to Marlowe down on the right block, as that'll be a common foul on the floor, charged against Davies. That's her third, and the ball out of bounds once again for the Indians. Harris to bring it in. Got to get it in. She does. Finally gets it into Marlowe. Off the glass, no good. Good attempt by Sid. Rebound comes off to Kuna. Back up into the front court. Comes to Mann. Whips it across the court to Walker. Back down low. Now kick it back down up at the top to Jenkins. Back to Mann again. Walker again on the left side. Back down low to Davies on the block. Good backdoor pass back to Mann, but she lost it out of bounds. Good ball movement by Kuna. But before they could get the shot off, Candace Mann dropped it out of bounds. So the ball back to Harris to Preston after the turnover as Lexi Harris brings it up the floor. Back to Sage Meek. Looks at a three. Too long. Rebound inside. Comes off to Davies. One shot attempt. Pretty good look by Sage Meek, however. Just a hair long. As up into the front court, Jenkins cuts down the baseline. Down low. They get past there because Mills, she can't get a shot. Kick it back outside. Three-point attempt, no good. As the shot by Mann, as Marlowe has the rebound for the Indians. Quickly up the floor. Here comes Robertson. She gets across the timeline. Meek now on the left side. Looks at the three, doesn't take it. Inside to Larson. Spins off the glass and in. Kylie Larson has 8, and the lead back out to 6 again. 35-29 with a minute and a half to play. Back to Jenkins. Up in the front court, it comes back to Walker. Back to Jenkins again. Dropped it, almost lost it, able to pick it up. Comes back to Walker, bounce it back inside. Ball touched by Harris, taken away by Harris. Here comes Lexi up the floor. 3-on-2 for the Indians. Harris down the middle, throws it up off the glass, no good. As it'll come back to Mann as Robertson tried to get it, but knocked it out of bounds. It'll be off the Indians and come back to Kuna. Ware and Ward back into the game here for Preston as Robertson and Harris will leave. A couple of subs back into the game here for Kuna as well, as Lauren Durazio will come back. Trying to see who the other sub was. As bringing the ball up the floor is Gustin. She comes over here on the right side, back to Avery. Cross-court pass back to Durazio. Look, boy, that's a dangerous pass. Has finally somehow made it to its target, Avery, from the baseline. Whips it back into the middle of the floor. Again, another dangerous pass, but somehow it comes to Grace Gustin. Kick it inside, now back outside. Gustin on the run, shot no good. Rebound by Meek as they fight for it. How can that possibly be a held ball? As the ball will come back over to Preston, as Darby Avery was laying on the ground on her chest and had one hand on the ball. How can that possibly be a held ball? But they gave it to Preston anyway. So I'll just quit complaining and just sit here and watch the game. So here's Ward up into the front court. Riley goes behind the back with it. Looks inside. We're inside 30 seconds to play in the quarter as the ball lost again by the Indians. Mills took it away. 19 seconds now in the quarter. They get up in the front court to Avery. Avery looks inside, nothing there. They'll swing it all the way back over on the left side, back to Durazio. Back out top as it comes back to Gustin. With 8 inside to try to get it to Mills. She tries to shoot over Larson, blocked by Larson. Comes back to Gustin. Her shot is good with 2, with 1, and that's the way the quarter will end. Gustin gets her first 2 points of the game at the end of the quarter, and we're right back where we started the second half. As we'll go to the fourth, Preston leads by 4, 35-31. The fourth quarter tonight brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. We'll go there right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
We are Dairy West. That means we are milk people, family people, animal people, people people. We are environment-loving people, giving back people, job-creating people, and glass all the way full people. As your local dairy producers, we are more than farmers. We are Dairy West.
The fourth quarter of tonight's game is brought to you by Webb Funeral Home.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
KACH. KACH.
Ball belongs to Kuna to start the fourth quarter, and the first shot is no good. Mills has the rebound inside, kicks it back to Avery. A three is no good. Rebound inside, Marlowe pulls it down, and then she's fouled inside on the rebound. Foul's going to go with Michaela Roush. It'll be her first, and the fifth against Kuna. So both teams basically out of fouls at this point, 5 on each side as we start the fourth quarter, and Preston has their first possession of the quarter. Sage Meek brings it up the floor. Comes to Ware on the right side, down low to Marlowe. Spins inside, Sid goes off the glass and in. Marlowe's got 4 and the lead back out to 6, 37-31. Just underway here in quarter number 4, 30 seconds in. Up in the front court, and a whistle and a travel. They got it to Roush, and right in front of her own bench, she turned the ball over with a travel. So it comes back to Ward as Riley getting a lot of playing time here tonight. Comes over on the right side to Brexley Ware. Comes around the screen. Ware gives it back to Meek. Looks at a three-pointer, doesn't take it. Now gives it to Pugmire, top of the key. Pugmire looking for Ware to clear out, gives it down low. Marlowe inside, Sid is fouled, she'll go to the free throw line. That's 6 for team fouls now on Kuna. Fouls on number 4, Lauren Durazio, that's her third. So here's Sid Marlowe at the line. So now Kuna is out of fouls for the half, as the first one by Sid is good. Delaney Walker back into the game as Sid Marlowe will try the second free throw here. And that one's no good. Pugmire has the rebound, goes back up, and it goes in. She just kind of flipped it up toward the basket on a spin move, and it went in. 40-31. They open the lead back up. It's 9 now, their biggest lead of the game for the Indians. Durazio to Mills. Back out top, it comes to Gustin. Back in the corner, back to Durazio. Mills with it on the left block, kicks it back outside. Walker for 3, no. Rebound inside, good rebound there by Avery. Her shot is no good. As Gustin puts the shot back up, that's no good. Mills saves it off the floor. Bodies all over the place, as that's going to be off of Riley Ward, they said, apparently, and it's going to go back over to Kuna. As again, the officials are going to get together to chat about it here. And there was 2 Kuna players laying on the floor fighting for the ball, as apparently Kuna tried to call the timeout. Now they're going to give him the option. They want the timeout or not. He's going to say no, as they got the ball out of bounds awarded to them. So they'll forego the timeout and take the ball out of bounds as they get it in back to Avery. Avery will give it back to Durazio. Back in the left corner, it goes back to Gustin. Back to Durazio. Doesn't take the 3, steps in. Nope, now she kicks it back to Mills, who will take the 3. That's no. Avery with the rebound inside. She goes back up, and a whistle as she tries to go up, and a foul inside on Preston. That's going to be on Marlowe. That's her 4th. 4 team fouls now on Sid Marlowe, and the 6th team foul against the Indians. They're out of fouls for the half as well, as Darby Avery goes back to the free throw line. She's been a busy girl from the line so far here tonight. She's already tried 10 free throws, and her 11th goes in. Kylie Larson back in here for the Indians, as Brexley Ware will leave. So here's Avery back to the line. She's made 8 of 11 from the line so far here tonight. Make it 9 out of 12 as she hits that one as well. So the lead back to 7. 40-33. Preston with the ball as Ward hustles it up into the front court. Riley goes around one girl, gets around Avery as well, cuts baseline, pulls up 15-footer, no good. As the long rebound comes off to Gustin. Kuna will bring it up. Defenders are back, so they'll slow it down and set up the offense again. 5:45 left here in regulation. Nice pass inside, back to Avery for the reverse layup is in. Avery has 13 in the lead, back down to 5 on a 4-point run here by Kuna. Here comes Sage Meek up into the front court. Bounce it inside, bad pass, goes right to Kuna. Intercepted there as it comes to Grace Gustin. Again, she'll take her time bringing the ball up the floor. Haley Meek, Robertson, and Harris will all be back in next time the ball is dead for the Indians. Comes back over on the right side to Gustin. Lob it inside as Avery is fouled from behind by Larson. That's going to be 3 on Kylie. So that'll be free throw time again. It's 3 fouls now on Kylie Larson as Avery will go back to the free throw line here to shoot 2. The fourth quarter of tonight's game is brought to you by Webb Funeral Home in Preston. You know, in your time of need, you need professionals with true compassion. That's what you'll find at Webb Funeral Home. They're just off Highway 91 at the south end of the city of Preston. So here's Avery back to the free throw line again, and she's perfect again. 3 in, 3 out for the Indians. Haley Meek, Michaela Robertson, Lexi Harris all back onto the floor. 40-36, 5:14 to play here in regulation. Avery can cut into that lead a little bit more, and does as she cuts it down to 3. She has 15 in the game, and it's 40-37. A 6-point run here by Kuna. As here comes Robertson for the Indians, back up into the front court. Mills almost stole it. Comes back to Harris. She'll look at a 3, no good. As the long rebound is off, back to Gustin again. She'll again slow it down and bring the ball back up to the midcourt stripe. She'll be met there by a double team as she gets there. She throws it over on the left side as it comes back to Walker. Inside, Avery pulls up 2-pointer. That's no good. As the rebound pulled down there by Pugmire. Cassie in the backcourt gets ahead. It comes to Robertson. Here come the Indians, 3-on-2. The little bitty mini break down low to Larson. Tries to go up, lost it, and a foul inside or a held. Nope, it's going to be a hold on Avery is what the trailing official called it. A hold, going to be 1-1. So the foul is going to go on Avery. It's her second. And it's going to send Kylie Larson to the free throw line for the first time here tonight. And she's going to shoot 1-1 on the 7th team foul tonight called against Kuna. 4:35 left. Larson will try to extend the lead as the first one is no good. Rebound tapped by Pugmire, but it's controlled by Gracie Gustin up into the front court. She'll slow the ball down again as she's met by a double team as she comes across the line. A foul on Larson to be her 4th. The pass was going to come to Mahia Mills way out beyond the 3-point line as Larson tried to make a dash for the ball and ran into Mills and draws the foul. So it's her 4th, 8 fouls now here on the Indians, and Mills goes back to the free throw line. The first one is good. Davies will come back in here for Kuna as the lead now down to 2, 40-38. Mahia Mills can cut it down to a little bit more, make it a 1-point game with this free throw here as she makes she has a dozen, and it's a 1-point game. 40-39, bad pass taken away again by Kuna. Back to Grace, and she throws it away. It's intercepted by Pugmire. Ahead it comes to Haley Meek off the glass and in. So a quick change of fortunes. It looked like that Kuna was going to have a chance to take the lead. Instead, on the turnover, Preston turns it into points and opens the lead back up to 3 again. Walker has it in the front court for Kuna as it comes to Davies. Back to DeRazio. So over in front of the bench, it comes to Gustin, and she travels. She held the ball up over her head before she could pass it inside. She traveled with the ball. Another turnover. We go under the 4-minute mark as Preston will get the ball in. Full court pressure comes to Harris in the backcourt. Harris crossover dribble, gets around DeRazio, gets it back up into the front court. Comes to Haley Meek as he has to slow it down a little bit. A frantic pace it's been here the last couple of minutes of the game here And now they'll try to slow it down. Bound low. Larson off the glass and in. Great entry pass by Harris. Larson has 10 and the lead back out to 5 again. 44-39. 3.5 to play. Back to DeRazio on the left side. She goes around Robertson. Gives it to Avery in the corner. Cross-court pass back for the three-pointer. Gustin hits it. Gracie Gustin hits the 3. 2-point game again. That's the one thing Preston has not tried a lot of threes like they normally do. But just as I say that, Harris takes one. It's no good. Larson has the rebound inside as she gets stripped, and it's going to stay with Preston as she was trying to go back up, and Gustin stripped the ball away from her. As referee comes over to say something to Ronnie Ward sitting on the bench, as I certainly thought that it should have been a foul on that strip down low, as Harris will try to get the ball back in. They get it inside. Great entry pass to Meek, who boxed out her defender and got the layup. 4-point lead, 46-42. Meek has 8 in the game, and it's a 4-point lead for the Indians. 2:40 to play. Gustin down in the corner. Bounce it inside, back to Avery, lay it up and in. Nice move by Avery. She's got 17 in the game and a foul in the backcourt, as this is going to be on Delaney Walker. She ran into Michaela Robertson as the pass came in. And that's going to send Michaela to the free throw line here at the other end, as Tiala Jenkins comes back into the game and Delaney Walker will lead. So it's 1-1 here for Robertson, and she can extend that 2-point lead once again. Michaela's a good free throw shooter. She's made all 4 of her attempts so far here on the night. And I say that, she misses the first. Pugmire has the rebound, and it's going to be a held ball that's going to go back to Kuna. Timeout called by the Indians. 2:30 to play. Preston leads by 2. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
KACH.
Tonight's game also brought to you in part by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks, all available right in the city of Preston. Let's give you a quick reset here where we're at. Indians lead 46-44, 2:30 left here in regulation. Each side with 8 turnovers in the game. Preston has 2 timeouts left. Kuna has a total of 4, and the possession arrow is in the direction of Kuna if that comes into play. So, ball comes in for the Cavemen in the backcourt. They'll bring the ball up. Preston leads by 2 here as the ball comes into the front court. Gustin, top of the key, she'll swing it back over to Jenkins. Down low, back to Avery, no good. Avery goes back up and she's fouled from behind. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. Who is this going to be on? This is on Larson. It's 5. It is. It's on Kylie, and she's out. That'll be 5 on Kylie Larson as she fouls out of the game. So with 2:15 left, Larson leaves. Shakes her head no. She can't believe the call. Sid Marlowe will come back in to replace her inside. So Avery will go back to the free throw line again, as she's hit 8 free throws in a row and 11 of 14 overall. And she'll get 2 here with Preston clinging to a 2-point lead. First one is good. She has 18 in the game, and she can tie the game here. 2:15 left here in regulation. The second shot is good again, and we're even. Fifth tie of the game. We're tied at 46, 2:10 to play. Saves Haley Meek up into the front court. She'll give it to Robertson. Kick it back outside to Harris. Lexi wants to drive down low, right side off the glass and in. Nice drive by Lexi. Gets the lead back to Preston again as they go back up on top, 48-46. Under 2 minutes to play, 1:50 left. Dustin back up into the front court here for Kuna. She waves at DeRazio, telling her to cut through. Now that goes all the way around in the right corner, back to DeRazio. Down low, Avery tried to pass it out front. Ball's loose, out of bounds off of Avery. It comes back to Preston. She tried to throw it wildly back out toward the top of the key. Preston got a hand on the pass, and then she tried to save it, but it was out of bounds in doing so. So Preston gets the ball in under full court pressure. Comes to Robertson, comes up all the way. Tries to give it to Marlowe, and then the pass intercepted there by Mills, taken back away. Pugmire goes up, and she's fouled. Foul will be on Mills, just her second. 9 team fouls now on each side, and Pugmire will shoot 2 in the act of shooting. So here's Cassie to try to extend the lead. First one is good. Very calm and cool, as you expect a senior to be, just walks up and drains it. Delaney Walker back into the game for Kuna, as Jenkins will head to the bench. Pugmire now with 9 points in the game. Make it 10 as the senior drains them both. 4-point lead, 50-46, 1:46 to play. Check that, 1:26 to play. As it comes in the front court, Walker, DeRazio, kick it back outside, a three-pointer there, but it's no good. Saved on the floor, down low, the ball's loose, picked up by Cassie Pugmire, who's tackled from behind, snatches it away from Gracie as she drove on the floor. Ball's still loose, and now what are they gonna call? A traveling violation. They missed the first 3 fouls, and they call a meaningless traveling violation at midcourt as she was trying to pick the ball up on the move. Timeout called here by Kuna. Coach Harris is arguing that you have possession of the ball before you can call a traveling violation. The referees don't buy it, as it's 1:01 to play, as a full timeout called by Kuna. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocal.radio.com.
If it's time to sell your home, retail property, or land, make sure to hire the realtor that has your best interest in mind. This is Mike Hansen, broker at Cornerstone Real Estate. As a licensed real estate broker in Idaho and Utah, I have over 20 years of experience helping folks successfully sell property. I would like the opportunity to help you list and sell for the best price as quickly as possible. Call me today to schedule an appointment. Let's work together to make the sale of your property as simple and successful as possible. Mike Hansen, 801-510-1121.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
1:01 left to play. 50-46, Preston leads by 4. Here come the Indians back on the floor after the timeout. Ball belongs to Kuna, as now the count will start as the Kuna was taking their time getting back on the floor. So here we go. 58 seconds to play as the clock runs. Pass is deflected, intercepted by Harris. Lexi all the way, lay it up and in. That extends the lead on the steal and the basket by Harris, as it's out to a 6-point lead with 44 seconds to play. Gracie gives it to Mills. Outside three-pointer is good on the three-pointer by DeRazio. Timeout called by Kuna. That cuts the lead in half as it's down to 3 with 34 seconds to play. 34-second timeout. 30-second timeout with 34 left. Don't forget, the winner of this game will play on Tuesday in the state tournament at 1:15, as they will take on the District 3 champion, Caldwell, at Timberline High School. So, who will it be? 34 seconds left to decide it. as there's a 3-point lead for the Indians. So after the timeout, Kuna comes back on the floor. Here come the Indians. Each side with 2 timeouts left, here with 34 seconds left in regulation. Full court pressure here, put on by Kuna. Preston gets the ball in as it's taken away. Bad pass. Here's the layup and a foul from behind. A 3-point play opportunity as Gustin able to make the layup as she goes down after the foul on Harris. As she's holding her arm as she's lying on the floor baseline underneath the basket. She's finally now able to move her arm a little bit as the foul is going to go on Harris. That's just the first foul of the game on Lexi, but that's going to also put Preston into the double bonus. So a timeout here for a moment as they deal with the injured Kuna player down on the floor. As they'll call Preston back over toward the basket as full court pressure put on by Kuna as they're able to basically steal the inbounds pass away from the Indians and get the layup, as I believe that is Darby Avery rather down on the floor as they still attend to her. She's starting to move now a little bit. They're going to try to get her to sit up. That's not ours. I take it back. It's not Avery. It's Gracie Gustin down on the floor. My mistake. I apologize. As they get her to sit up. The key is here, as you try to get the injured player to sit up, you don't want to just take them from the floor and just stand them right back up. You want to bring them up in stages. So she sits up. Now she stands up. Still being attended to there by the couple of coaches as standing at the baseline, and now she'll start to walk back over toward the bench, being helped as she goes. As someone's going to have to come in and shoot the free throw here, as Gracie Mann is going to line up to shoot the free throw. This free throw could tie the game with 29 seconds left as they help Gustin back to the bench. So here's Mann at the free throw line. She has not shot a free throw in the game, and his one is no good. Rebound is loose. It comes back to Kuna. The jumper by Darby is no good. Marlowe lets it roll out of bounds, and it comes back to Preston with 22 seconds to play. So Mann missed the free throw. Boy, it's a tough spot to put a sophomore in to make a free throw to tie a game in a playoff game in the closing minute. So full court pressure again. It comes back to Harris. They triple team her in the backcourt and foul her immediately. As that is going to be 10 team fouls now. So Harris will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 in the double bonus. 19 seconds left. Preston up by 1. As the official comes over and to warn Coach Harris. As Lexi will go to the free throw line here. She'll shoot 2 with Preston up by a point. First one is good. Lexi's got 7. That makes it a 2-point game. This is the important one. This is the one you need. With 19 seconds left, this way a 3-point shot will not beat you here in the closing moments. So here's Lexi back to the free throw line. Trying to make it a 3-point lead. And does, as she hits nothing but net both times. As timeout called by the Preston Indians as Kuna tried to hurry and get the ball in. A full timeout called by the Indians with 19 seconds left in the game. We'll take the timeout as well. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0000 0533. Webb Funeral Home since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here.
KACH.
19.9 seconds to play. Preston up by 3. The winner goes to State here from the play-in game. Indians come back on the floor. Preston with 1 timeout left. Kuna has 2. Preston with a 3-point lead. They will not pressure the ball in the backcourt. Avery will get it in. She'll bring it into Jenkins as they roll it up the floor. Jenkins finally picks it up. The clock starts up into the front court. It comes in the front court to DeRazio. The three-pointer is no good. It's an air ball and a foul from behind by Mills. So back to the free throw line. The Indians will go with 11 seconds to play. Mahia Mills picks up her 3rd foul. So Pugmire goes back to the line. Cassie, making one of the 2 free throws here, can make it a 2-possession game with 11 seconds left. So Pugmire will shoot the free throws. First one is good. She has 11 in the game. She's made 6 out of 8 from the line. A 4-point game, a 2-possession game, more importantly. And Dennis Jordan, the head coach of Kuna, wants a timeout with 11 seconds left. We'll keep it here. Tonight's game brought to you in part by West Motors with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks. They're all available right here in the city of Preston. So 55-51. Preston leads by 4 with 11 seconds left. Both teams in the double bonus. Preston called their final timeout, so they're out of timeouts. Check that. They took that off the wrong one. I thought that was wrong. So they give one back to Preston, and should be 1 timeout left for Kuna as well, though they haven't changed the board. Now they do. So each side with 1 timeout remaining. The possession arrow belongs to Kuna just in case. Pugmire goes back to the free throw line. She's already made the important one, the first one that made it a 2-possession game. This one just a little icing on the cake here to make it a 5-point game instead of a 4-point game, but it's already 2 possessions no matter what with 11.6 left. Pugmire's second is no good. All that does is they make them have to run the clock as they bring it up the floor. Darby quickly up into the front court. In the corner it goes to Walker with 4. Back outside, Mills for 3. Good. With 1.1 left. Timeout called by Kuna. They're going to put some time back on the clock. They're going to put, what are they going to put back on the clock? 1.6. Either way, all Preston has to do is catch the ball.
That was it now. What are you going with?
Okay, so 1.6. They're going to put back on the clock. Again, all Preston has to do basically is just catch the ball in bounds and just hang on to it. It's a 1-point game. As they have 1 time, that was the last timeout called by Kuna. Preston has 1. Just in case they can't get the ball in, quickly call a timeout when you feel like you're getting to the 5 count. That way you don't turn the ball over. But the important thing is, again, just get the ball in, catch it, and secure it. You don't have to bring the ball up the floor. So a full timeout called again as both teams at the benches. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Naylor Insurance. For life, home, and auto. From the folks at Mutual of Enumclaw, all you have to do is stop by Naylor Insurance on State Street in Preston, 208-852-0810. Give them a call. Again, the number is 208-852-0810. So 1.6 left. Preston trying to secure a trip to Boise. Robertson will bring it in. They spread the floor. Robertson goes to Meek and a foul immediately with 0.8 to play. So Haley will go to the free throw line down here at the other end. They do have time, Kuna does, to catch and shoot. But with 0.8 tenths of a left, even if Meek just misses, the clock will start, and they'll have to throw the ball from 94 feet, but the first one is good. (56-54), a 2-point lead. Haley's second. She made it. So now the three-pointer, even if they make it, will not beat you. As Avery throws it the length of the court, it's no good. And look out, Boise. The Preston Indians are coming to crash the party as they qualify for the state tournament as they win the play-in game. Final score 57-54. So congratulations to the Preston Indians. They officially qualify for state with a hard-fought win here over the Kuna Cavemen. So Preston advances. They win by 3. They pick up their 19th win of the year, and they will play Thursday at Timberline High School. When we come back on the post-game show, we'll tell you more about it. Stay tuned. The post-game show is next. Tonight's game has been brought to you by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks, all available right here in Preston. Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley. Stokes Market True Value, the big city market with small town friendliness. By Ralph's Construction, building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community in Preston. By Webb Funeral Home, just off Highway 91 at the south end of Preston. By Hawaiian Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. Come try the best Hawaiian food right here in Preston. By Naylor Insurance, for life, home, and auto insurance from Mutual of Enumclaw on State Street in Preston. By Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. By Idaho Salvage, where you can turn your scrap metals into cash. By Preston Auto Parts CarQuest on State Street in downtown Preston. By Valley Implement. By S&T Electric, and by MyLocalRadio.com. Now, stay tuned for the postgame show, coming right up.
When fans talk about their team, they're always real about it. Really happy after a win, really bummed after a loss, and really excited about the next big game. Let us help make it real for you right here on the Aggie Sports Network.
Saturday night, the Aggies head to Fresno State to take on the Bulldogs. Pre-game shows at 7:30. They'll tip the game off at 8.
Utah State basketball on KACH.
When it comes to major surgery, think small. Small town, that is. At Franklin County Medical Center, the surgical capabilities are anything but small. Partnered with the top surgeons and specialists in the region to provide advanced care to those living in southeastern Idaho. Whether it's cataract surgery, women's surgery, gallbladder removal, trauma, even a full hip or knee replacement, they have you covered. And now, they're among the few hospitals in southeastern Idaho able to remove kidney stones. See just how big the surgical capabilities really are. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
In the good old days, you did business with people who treated you well, had a firm handshake, and looked you in the eye. At West Motor here in Preston and Logan, that's the way we did it. Since then, we've grown and added technology, but we didn't leave the good stuff out. We still offer a free car wash when you're in for service. We offer quality Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Ford vehicles. We look you in the eye when we give you our no-charge lifetime powertrain warranty, and we finish every deal with a firm handshake. The good old days were good, and these days are good too. We know we've been here all along. Visit West Motor today.
WestMotorCompany.com.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at MyLocalRadio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield.
This is the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap tonight's game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at other games from around the area on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard. Welcome back here on the postgame show. An outstanding effort from both sides, and Preston Indians end up winning it here at the end, 57-54, as it became really almost a free throw shooting contest, as both sides simply outstanding from the line at the end of the game and even through the fourth quarter. As we started the fourth quarter, it was a 4-point game, as Kuna outscored the Indians in the quarter by 1, but Preston still ends up winning the game. Final score 57-54. So Preston advances to the state tournament. And as we mentioned before, they will play Thursday afternoon at 1:15. They will take on the District 3 champion Caldwell at 1:15 on Thursday. That game will be played at Timberline High School in Boise. If they should win that game, and if the things hold and things fall out the way you think they would, their second round opponent, if Preston would beat Caldwell, would be Century in the second round. So let's worry about Caldwell first and see what happens as they move on. But Preston is crashing the state party in Boise. Congratulations to the Lady Indians as they will advance. With the win today, they advanced their record to 19-7. Kuna, unfortunately, their season comes to an end, 17-8, their overall record to end the season. So an outstanding effort, as we mentioned, from both sides, as the Preston Indians today win it by the score of 57-54. Take a timeout. We'll come back and check the score sheet after this. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
In addition to local information and the best live coverage of local sports, you can stream music 24/7 at mylocalradio.com. Log on and choose the music you like best. Classic or modern country, indie, adult contemporary, or classic rock, stream it live through your computer or cell phone. Listen to the music you want and don't miss the information you need. Like us on Facebook and visit mylocalradio.com today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
So here is the final score tally sheet here, first in the game. First for Kuna, as Delaney Walker finished the game with 3. Lauren Durazio had 5 in the game. Ashlyn Fields, I should say, he finished the game with 2. Darby Avery, with an outstanding effort, had 19 in the game to lead all scorers in the contest. It was Manea Davies with 2. Candace Mann finished the game with 3. Mahia Meals had 12 in the game for Kuna, and Gracie Guston, who left with what looked like some sort of a shoulder injury there at the last minute or so of the game. She finished the game with 5. Kuna, outstanding from the free throw line in the game. They finished 20 of 25 in free throw attempts. For Preston, Haley Meek had 9. Sydney Marlowe finished the game with 4. Michaela Robertson with 9. Riley Ward finished the game with 2. Sage Meek had 2. Lexus Harris finished the game with 8, including a big free throws and layup down the line. Cassie Pugmire finished the game with 11. Kylie Larson had 10 before fouling out in the game here this afternoon. Preston also shot very well from the free throw line in the clutch as they finished the game 19 of 22 from the line. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and wrap it up from here at Jerome at the state play-in game right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
In Franklin County, they know it's what's on the inside that really matters. That's why they offer advanced radiology and imaging using the latest in technology, performing x-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, nuclear testing, ultrasounds, mammography, and much more, right in Preston, Idaho. With short wait times and a highly skilled staff available around the clock, they'll help you reach a diagnosis quicker. Make sure your doctor knows you want to save time and money, closer to home. Let them be the next to take your picture. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
When you see that big green dinosaur, whether at your favorite gas station or convenience store on the side of a delivery truck, you know quality Sinclair products are available there from Hall Oil Company. Hall Oil is a family-owned and operated business that's been serving folks in Cache Valley since 1947. They're your local fuel and oil broker with a low-price guarantee. Another guarantee that's been really important this winter is that when you fill your fuel tanks with premium winter diesel fuel from Hall Oil, it's guaranteed not to gel even when the temperature drops below zero. It's the no-gel guarantee from Hall Oil Company.
KACH.
Well, once again, Preston will play on Thursday afternoon at 1:15 at Timberline High School in the first round of the state finals as they will take on Caldwell. We will not have the game for you that night. If you would like to listen to that game, you'll be able to log on to idahosports.com as they will have the broadcast for you as you'll be able to listen to the call of that game with idahosports.com. If we will not have the game because we will be at Preston Gym for the opening round of the Great Basin 10 Conference Boys Tournament as the Preston boys will be playing on Thursday night against a opponent yet to be determined. Pre-game show at 6:45. The tip-off of that game will be at 7. We'll have that game for you on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH along with mylocalradio.com. Another reminder also coming up a little bit later on tonight. In fact, coming up in about an hour and a half, Utah State will take over here the airwaves as they are in Fresno State to take on the Fresno State tonight as the Aggies play there. Pre-game show starts at 7:30. The tip-off of that game coming up at 8 o'clock. So that'll wrap up our broadcast from here at Jerome High School. The executive producer of Preston Broadcasting Sports is Val Cook. The studio coordinator this afternoon has been John Beverly. We'll remind you again of the final score as Preston wins and advances to the state finals as they knock off Kuna today by the final score of 57-54. Until next time, I'm Dan Hubbard. Thanks for joining us, and we'll say goodnight from here at Jerome High School. Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting, LLC.